Hi Taurus, welcome to February 2019. My name is Colleen and this is my channel, Arcana Rising. Please like, share, and subscribe. So today I'm going to be using this tarot deck that I had purchased for everyone that attends my workshop on February 23rd. It's in Wilmington, North Carolina at Terra Soul Sanctuary Yoga Studio. So definitely check that out. There's the link below. It'll say Spread the Love Workshop. And we're going to be talking about, how to interpret the cards in regards to love and relationship spreads. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And everyone gets a free tarot deck while they're there. Oh, my hair is like... Okay. So, I'm using that tarot deck, and then I'm also going to be using the Doreen Virtue Romance Oracle cards. I'm going to be pulling one card at the end, so definitely stay tuned for that. I also wanted to mention that if you're interested in a personal reading, especially for love and relationships, I have a deal going this month for $22 for a written email tarot reading, specifically concerning love, relationships, things concerning love. So check that out as well. There's a book, a reading link below, and it'll bring you to all the available reading options and then the love and relationship reading. So that's my advertisement for today. And I'm just tuning into the Taurus energy and shuffling and pulling cards. I just need two more. Ooh, there's the third one. Okay, just need one more. And we'll get right into your reading. Oh, and that one's reversed. Okay. These cards are actually really easy to shuffle too, which is nice. Most of my other tarot decks are like humongous cards, and they're always... I mean, I got the hang of them now, but it's just interesting to try to shuffle those. So, okay, thank you. This is going to be an interesting month. I do want to say that before I started recording this video, this live reading, everything that I do leading up to... Sorry, I just got a text. Everything that I do leading up to a reading, I take as a message to give out, for the reading. And I sat down and turned on the TV and, before I got here and got centered for this reading. And it was supernatural, and it was all about this God like ripping out hearts of people, ripping out their hearts. And I know that sounds really weird, but I just took that as a message for you guys for this month to be cautious in areas concerning the heart. Potential breakups, heartbreak, being aggressive in terms of love in a way, or trying to control the love of another person. So that's something to kind of take in, this month. It's, you know, and it's interesting because it's, you know, the month of Valentine's Day, you know, all that lovey-dovey stuff. So definitely keep that in mind and really keep yourself in check before you start to react to certain situations. I think that's really important. Okay. Okay, so, hey Google, next song. Sorry, I just started to try this thing where I play music during these readings, and sometimes songs are really dumb. Okay, anywho, so Taurus, here we go. So, the beginning of the month, it's very interesting. We have, let's see, we have 3 major arcana cards here for you guys for this month. And major arcana cards signify major events. And the fact that you have 3 is like, you know, like this is a big deal. You need to pay attention this month. And really just pay attention to what these cards are offering to you. And actually, I kind of want to look at the one card in this group because I have 4 cards laid out here. That's not the major, you know, a major arcana card. I feel like that's something significant to really pay attention to, like what's standing out. And it's Queen of Swords, and it's in reverse. So Queen of Swords is, she cuts through the bullshit and gets right down to the truth of situations. She tells things like it is. You know, it's a little bit of a cold energy. This is a Gemini card as well, or can be interpreted as a Gemini card, because they are very mental, you know, aspect cards, and they'll just tell you exactly what's going on. You know, they don't dance around whatever the situation is. They'll just be flat out real with you about certain situations. So there's a lot of truth in this card, but when it's in reverse, I feel like it's obviously the reverse of truth, speaking your truth. So there's an inability to speak out about something that is important to you, and then also it could be interpreted as lies or deceit, or not trusting what is occurring this month. So that's something to really pay attention to, and let's look at the rest of the cards to figure out why this is coming up for you, why there is this need to deceive or avoid the truth, or not be honest with yourself, or just deceive in some way or another. Like the messages that you're receiving aren't from a higher place. They're from the lower fear, ego energy, and that's something that you don't want to pay attention to, if that makes sense. So we have Judgment and Justice. These are the first 2 cards that came out for you for this month. And these are pretty big deal cards. So they're both evaluating, they're like reviewing situations and determining the end result of a situation. So like the Justice card is all about, you know, like let's keep things fair, let's keep things honest. Very similar to the Queen of Swords. It's just going to cut through the crap and just look at what is right and what is wrong. It's a very karmic card as well. Is it the 11th? Yes, it is. It's the 11th card in the deck. And this guy's holding a scale for, you know, keeping things fair and keeping things balanced. And then also the Sword of Truth, as well. So like determining what's right and wrong based on truth. You know what I mean? So that's something that is pretty big that's coming up this month for you guys, theme-wise. And then with the Judgment card, this is like a self-review. This is, you know, when you like, so like it can be interpreted two different ways. So I personally feel like it's like, you know, when you die and people say that you see your whole life flash before your eyes. I feel like this is the kind of energy that's coming up in the beginning of the month for you. Like your whole life is flashing before your eyes, and you're going through all of your past experiences and trying to determine like what the point was for all of that, like what was the reason those things happen, and like kind of connecting the dots to try to like make sense of your life in a way, you know. And then like through that, understanding what your moral stance is on certain situations, what is right for you, what is wrong for you, as we get into that Justice card energy. But the Judgment card also kind of suggests like a resurrection in a way. You know, there's like the end of the world, and like all of the people are being raised from the dead, you know, all of that stuff, all that biblical stuff. And so I feel like this is almost like a rebirthing process for you, which is why you're having the life flash before your eyes thing, and like, you know, trying to make sense of who you once were and why you did the things that you used to do. And it's like you're going through this rebirthing process to move on to something new. So this is the card before the last card in the Major Arcana deck, which is the World. And that's like wrapping up everything and like stepping through into a new phase of your life. Like an ending of a chapter. So I feel like you're getting close to that, or you're feeling that energy, and you know, this desire to birth something within yourself that's new, you know. And that's interesting because we have the new moon in Aquarius, like now-ish, you know. It's tonight, I think. No, it's tomorrow night. And so that's all about new beginnings too. So it's just really triggering a lot of vibes about starting new in a way. But, you know, first you have to go through this evaluation process of what your life means to you, where your moral beliefs stand, what is right and wrong to you, what feels right and wrong to you. And then that's where this challenge with facing the truth really comes in here. So I almost feel like it's a reluctancy to hear the whole truth. You know what I mean? And this is going to be a pretty uncomfortable month if you aren't willing to accept what you're hearing, basically. Or trying to twist the truth to make it work for you, especially if you're trying to create a new life or step into a new phase for yourself. It's important that you are, like, you know, totally honest with yourself before you step into this new phase, because it's gonna just make you want to backtrack and restart and backtrack and restart over and over again until you are fully honest with yourself, and then you can move forward. I hope that music's not too loud. But yeah, the last card is the Hangman. And this is really the energy of the year. So like 2019 in numerology, when it's reduced down, it becomes this karmic 12, or the energy of the 3. And when it's in this 12 energy, it's uncomfortable feeling. It's really, things start to feel like they're slowing down. You may at some points feel a little stuck And it's really just calling in this level of patience so you can slow down and observe your surroundings. So this is a time where action, like real physical action, isn't really being called in at this time. It's more of, let's just absorb the information that's coming to us this month and reassess our situation and see what needs to be shifted in our current environment. Is it supporting the direction that we're trying to go in, or is it suppressing it? Is it supporting the person that we used to be that we no longer want to be? You know what I mean? So like, what do we have to let go of in order to step into this new way of being? So it's just a lot of like decluttering, picking things up and moving them, and like almost like nesting a little bit at certain points. But also just being real and being honest with yourself is important this month, because there is a potential to be deceived in a certain way that's really going to force you into this place of perspective. Like, what are you trying to achieve by deceiving yourself? What are you not being fully honest with yourself about? You know what I mean? So you're going through a lot of transformational energy this month, on a mental level, but then also it goes up a notch into this spiritual place once you're faced with this Queen of Swords in reverse energy, where I was talking about the deception and all of that. So it's or like this fear, like basing your truth around fear, around ego, rather than being aligned and, being, in a healthy place where you can be honest with yourself, if that makes sense. So facing this energy, this weird energy in the middle of the month, is going to force you into this place where you have to really observe your surroundings from a different perspective and absorb them and try to make sense of them. You're going to have lots of epiphanies or lots of deeper understandings about life and about your life and where you are in this world. And it's just it's a transformational place, but it's slow moving and it's uncomfortable, and it's, just this place of perspective, flat out. So this is really a month where you, like, I feel like I'm saying this over and over again, you really have to be honest with yourself about who you are, what is right and wrong to you, what is your personal truth, how are you most authentic, being real with yourself, because you're stepping into something new, so that, when it comes to the time where you have to absorb your surroundings and like gain a new perspective on things, it'll be from a higher place rather than from an uncomfortable, victimized place where you're full of fear and you don't understand what's going on, and it's just like totally uncomfortable. You want to come from a place where it's like, okay, things aren't perfect right now, but like let's go to a higher place and just, be the observer and kind of like disconnect from the situation and just watch, just observe and watch and see what you can learn from this situation. And then you make the shifts in your environment to, reflect the life that you want, so that when you're ready to start implementing some real action in your life, it'll be moving a lot more smoothly. So I'm just going to pull one card from the Romance Oracle deck from Doreen Virtue. So there's also like this level of control that needs to be surrendered as well this month, especially towards the end of the month. Well, actually, the beginning of the month and the end of the month. It's like the bookends. There's like definitely a calling for surrender as well, so that it's easier for you to be the observer, because that's what's happening in the beginning and the end of the month. You're observing, you're having a life review in different forms, basically, so that you can understand what your personal truth is. And we have the Free Yourself card came up in the Romance deck, and it says it's time to take back control of your life. So this unicorn is pretty big, and he's sitting in the tiniest little fenced-in area, feeling like he's trapped, when all he has to do is just stand up and he can walk right over that fence and he's free. And that's what's going on this month for you guys, where you may feel there's an opportunity for getting your power back through honesty and by trusting in yourself again, rather than putting that power into other people, where you feel like the victim of every situation. Like everything feels like it's about you. I feel like a victim all the time. No, now's the time to take your power back and, you know, get out of this self-imposed trap that you've created for yourself and move forward. And the way to move forward is through facing the truth and, you know, being honest with yourself when you reflect on your life, like where you once were and where you want to go, what you want your life to look like. You know what I mean? Like you have to be real with yourself this month and stop blaming others for where you currently are. You have to take ownership of your life and doing the inner work this month. It's not a month for external action. It's all internal, mental and spiritual work that's going on. And my grandmom's calling me right now. Oh gosh, I have to call her back. Okay, well, either way, we're at the end of the reading anyway. But Taurus, I really hope that you're gaining a message from this reading. And again, if you would like a love and relationship reading, I have a deal going on this month, $22 for a love relationship reading, where I will write it out and I'll email you the reading. You can go to the link below and it says book a reading. You click on that and it'll take you right to it. Well, you have to scroll down a little bit, but whatever. And also, if you're in North Carolina, check out the workshop that I'm going to have on the 23rd. The link is also below, called Spread the Love Workshop. And I hope you have a fabulous month. I send you so much love. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment to let me know how this resonates with you. Thanks so much, and have a wonderful month, and I'll see you in March.